Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are going to join together in the words Hodu Ladonai. Well, I mean, these are words from Psalm 118, but the words Hodu Ladonai, give thanks to God. It's a perfect Thanksgiving weekend opening melody for Shabbat. And also, as we know from if you had a chance to listen to Rabbi Weissman's video, that Hodu is also the word for turkey. So turkey for God, we give thanks for God for Thanksgiving. So here we go. This can be sung as a round, so you're welcome to try this at home. And well, it comes in like when I sing Hodu Ladonai. That's when I get to that nai. You start with the beginning if you want. Otherwise, just follow me. Hodu Ladonai. Those are the whole words. Just two words. Goes. Hodu Ladonai. Hodu Ladonai. Hodu Ladonai. Hodu Ladonai.
Shabbat Shalom. It's so good to be with you on this Shabbat of Thanksgiving. Much to be grateful for, certainly, tonight as we enter the Shabbat. Wherever you're celebrating, we recognize that there are some who gather together tonight for reasons of joy and from a place of strength and gratitude, and others who perhaps are sitting in a house of mourning right now. To you, we extend the traditional words of greeting, Hamakom Yenachem Etchem Betoch Sha'ar Avelei Tzion V'Yerushalayim. May God bring comfort to all those who mourn in Zion and Jerusalem. We'll continue with our songs of gratitude and a new song for Shabbat, Shir Chadash. Let us sing a new song. Even though it's a very old song, every week Shabbat is new and a Shabbat of renewal, and we come to it from a new place. You can find the words to Shir Chadash on page 344 in the Shabbat prayer book of Mishkan Tefillah, or page 648 of the full, bigger full volume.
Shir
We'll bring a little light into our Shabbat celebration. It is getting dark outside earlier and earlier every week, but we bring in a little extra light this Shabbat with 2 candlesticks that bring so much light into our world. Turn it over to Rabbi Weissman to lead us in candlelighting on page 2.
Or page 120 if you're in the big book, yeah? Something like that. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Continue with Kiddush. Bring a little bit of wine or juice, a little bit of joy and gladness into our Shabbat celebration. We're on page 5 or 123. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemaaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon Hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
We'll continue on page 20. Words of Lecha Dodi. We'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. It's page 20 in the Shabbat prayer book, or page 138, as we welcome the Sabbath bride.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad hishmianu el hamichad Adonai echad u'shemo echad shemo tiferet ve'nitchila lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lecha v'necha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh v'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri ki ba'orech kumi uri shir daveri k'vod Adonai לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה, ובצולתך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
You can find the words of the Baruch Hu on page 28 or 146. Our chant for Ma'ariv Aravim, our prayer for the evening, roll into dark.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Oreyon balayla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech.
page 34, 152, words of Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please join with me on page 154 or 36 with the words of the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh Asher Anochi Mitzavecha Ayom al Levavecha Vishinantam Levanecha Vidibarta Bam Vishivtecha B'veitecha Uvlechtecha B'derech Uvshochbecha Uvkumecha Ukshartam Leot al Yadecha Ve'hayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim leloechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. Let's turn to page 39 or 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Bye bye bim bim bam ya bye 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 bim bam ya bye bye bim bim bam ya bye 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 bim bam ay 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 ya bye 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 bim bam ay 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 ya bye 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 bim bam mi chamocha vayli Adonai mi kamocha nedar bakodesh norati מקיפת אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גל ישראל.
Page 42 or 160, we sing the words of Hashkivenu, our prayer for shelter and peace as night falls. And we're going to sing our regular Betham version. So the English is not exactly in here, but if you know it, sing out. If you don't, no one will know. Page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, ve'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
More than the Jewish people has kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jewish people. We give thanks for the gift of Shabbat, page 44 or 162.
Vishamru bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת שבת וינפש, שבת שבת וינפש, שבת שבת וינפש.
We turn to the words of the Amidah, our standing prayer on page 46 or 164. And we will chant the first three blessings aloud and then have some time for quiet. When you're finished with your personal prayers, you can be seated. Page 46 or 164.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagiti latecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Koneh Hakol V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai Mechayei hakol atah Rav lehoshia Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem Mechalkel chayim bechesed Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim Somech noflim verofeh cholim Umatir asurim Umekayem emunato Lishenei afar Michamocha bal gevurot Umido melach Melech memit umechaye umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh uroshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. On page 62 or 180 in the blue. Yehiyu leratzon
We turn our thoughts now to those in need of healing, healing of body, healing of spirit. We include those who struggle with addiction or mental illness. We hold all of them in our hearts as we offer these words of prayer. And we especially think of tonight Ginny Anderson, Diane Dennenberg, Linder Derman, Mason Easley, David Korsunski, Patricia Moreno, Andrea Perkins, and Scott Jones. We'll join together in these words, which should appear on your screen.
Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars,
certainly wasn't the big family celebration. Sorry. It certainly wasn't the big family celebration of years past, with family and friends and the stray friend or two who all managed to fit around the ornately decorated table at my uncle's house. For weeks, my family and I had been looking forward to driving down to Los Angeles and spending Thanksgiving with family. But last week, as COVID numbers continued to rise at alarming rates, it became clear that traveling down to Los Angeles simply wasn't the right decision and the right choice for our family this year. It was a hard, agonizing decision to make, but as soon as we told my parents that we weren't coming down, it seemed like everyone was a little bit relieved. And so yesterday, I spent the day cooking up a Thanksgiving feast just for the four of us, and we celebrated with our families on Zoom. 2 o'clock with Amy's family on the East Coast and 4 o'clock with my family in Los Angeles. It certainly wasn't the same as years past, and it was tinged with a bit of sadness at not being able to be together. But still, it was good to connect, to gather virtually, to celebrate and catch up, to toast next year in person. Even though it was much smaller than usual, dinner was still delicious, if I do say so myself, and the four of us had a lovely time together. I still ended up completely stuffed by the end of the night. But on some level, that's been a theme of so many of our virtual celebrations this year. An acknowledgement of how different and challenging this year has been, with a hopeful eye towards being able to be together in person again in the not too distant future. As we prepare to round out the last few celebrations of the year virtually, Hanukkah will bring us through just about an entire Jewish and secular calendar of holidays that we've had to rethink and celebrate without physically gathering. It seems that Thanksgiving and our upcoming holiday of Hanukkah offer two important lessons that may help us get through this challenging winter. Thanksgiving, at its core, reminds us of the importance of tapping into gratitude, even if we have to dig deep. The origins of Thanksgiving may be complicated, and certainly history has shed light on the problematic relationship between the Pilgrims and the Native Americans, but certainly there is much to learn from this foundational American myth. Regardless, that first Thanksgiving feast was likely at the end of a long and deadly first year in a new land for the Pilgrims. There are some accounts that nearly half of the original Pilgrims had perished in their first New England winter, the result of illness and a lack of familiarity with the harsh weather or how to effectively work the land. Even Plymouth, which had been a Wampanoag village long before the Pilgrims' arrival, had seen a massive loss of life in the years before the Pilgrims landed, the result of earlier Europeans who brought conquest and smallpox. Out of these frail positions, there may have been some impetus for these two communities to work together, or at the very least, some members of the Wampanoag may have taken pity on the Pilgrims and offered to help orient them to this new land. By the time of their first fall, though the losses of the Pilgrims had been significant, they felt that their survival offered reason to give thanks. Some scholars suggest that the themes of the first Thanksgiving celebration may have actually had origins in the Jewish harvest festival of Sukkot. As Jonathan Sarna, the professor of American Jewish history at Brandeis University, explains, the Pilgrims knew what they called the Old Testament, what we call the Hebrew Bible. Now, they didn't go out and build huts, obviously, but the notion that one would be thankful for a bountiful harvest was certainly one they would have learned from the Hebrew Bible. The Pilgrims, religious Puritans who most definitely knew their Bible, saw many parallels between their experience and that of the Israelites. Rabbi Elias Lieberman puts it this way: while we cannot be certain about what motivated those Pilgrim settlers to initiate a feast of Thanksgiving, it is likely that they consciously drew on a model well known to them from the Bible they cherished. Seeing themselves as new Israelites in a new promised land, the Pilgrims surely found inspiration in the Bible, in the books of Leviticus and Deuteronomy, in which God commands the ancient Israelites to observe the Feast of Booths, in Hebrew Sukkot, to rejoice before Adonai your God at the time of the fall harvest. While this year has certainly brought new hardships and new challenges, even in the midst of a difficult year, Thanksgiving reminds us to be grateful for what we do have, our health, our families, and the ability to stay connected through modern technology. There's another lesson that we find in one particular version of the Hanukkah story, found in 2 Maccabees, a collection of stories not found in the Hebrew Bible, but preserved in the Apocrypha. 2 Maccabees, which quotes from a letter sent around 125 BCE from the Hasmoneans to the leaders of Egyptian Jewry, retelling their version of the story of Hanukkah, suggests that Hanukkah was actually a delayed celebration of the holiday of Sukkot. Since the Jews had been fighting and hiding in caves when Sukkot fell in the 2-year-long Maccabean revolt, they decided to celebrate this central holiday in the moments after they re-entered the temple in Jerusalem. We read in 2 Maccabees, "Now Maccabeus and his followers, God leading them on, recovered the temple and the city. They tore down the altars that had been built in the public square by the foreigners, and also destroyed the sacred precincts. They purified the sanctuary and made another altar of sacrifice. Then, striking fire out of flint, they offered sacrifices. After a lapse of 2 years, and they offered incense and lighted lamps and set out the bread of the presence. When they had done this, they fell prostrate and implored God that they might never again fall into such misfortunes, but that if they should ever sin, they might be disciplined by God with forbearance and not be handed over to blasphemous and barbarous nations. It happened that on the same day on which the sanctuary had been profaned by the foreigners, the purification of the sanctuary took place, that is, on the 25th day of Kislev. They celebrated it for 8 days with rejoicing, in the manner of the festival of booths, Sukkot, remembering how not long before, during the festival of booths, they had been wandering in the mountains and caves like wild animals. Therefore, carrying ivy-wreathed wands and beautiful branches and also fronds of palm, they offered hymns of thanksgiving to God, who had given success to the purifying of God's own holy place. They decreed by public edict, ratified by vote, that the whole nation of the Jews should observe these days every year." The observance of Hanukkah as a delayed Sukkot festival may be one early reason for why Hanukkah lasts 8 days. But this model of a delayed celebration of this most central biblical holiday offers us a framework for how we might think about so many of this year's celebrations. While many have found new ways to mark birthdays and holidays, both Jewish and secular, there is still a sense of loss at having not been able to celebrate the way we have in the past. There may be some moments, whether Jewish or particular family rituals, that are so central to who we are, that a delayed celebration may offer us something hopeful to look forward to in a post-COVID world. Though we may not know when exactly we'll be able to celebrate as we have in the past, we know that this pandemic will not last forever, and it may do us well to hold out hope for a future in which we come together in celebration once again, with a renewed sense of gratitude for those most central elements of our lives, our health, our cherished relationships, and our wonderful community that we have to celebrate with. Shabbat Shalom.
Asher Koach. We continue with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach on the bottom of page 282 or 586. If you're able, please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וקור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Nice to see you. I think they're getting taller.
Yes, I think so.
It's now time for our thoughts to turn to those who have passed away, either recently or at this season in years past. So as I say the name of your loved one, please rise in their honor, and then we'll recite Kaddish together. This week, the Beth Am community mourns the loss of John Sturp, uncle of Louise Sturp Gill, and Leanne Kirshner, mother of Paige Kaplan, mother-in-law of Mike, grandmother of Zach, Abby, and Jake. We're observing Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning, for Norman Rawson, Larry Burdow, Paul Detkin, Joseph Patrick James Daly, Holly Margolis, Rose Rinsky, Frida Kosman, Lorraine Seelig, and Linda King. And we are observing the yahrzeit, the anniversary of death this week, of Gregory Alkazian, Gerald Aptekar, Rachel Barak, Vera Yvonne Berlin, Elaine Bernat, Molly Bloomfield, Melvin Blum, David Brenner, Lawrence Brenner, Sophie Breslauer, Dave Breslauer, Ronald Check, Phyllis Check Alper, Herbert Chesson, Lillian Bassman Dank, Joseph Davidson, Vivian Distler, Bernie Elspass, Lillian Grand Emden, Jenny Enkeles, Jules Fand, Sarah Feldman, Samuel Feldstein, Piero Foa, George Fox, William Glassberg, Milton Green, Geraldine Greenberg, Samuel Harris, Aubrey Harris, Bernice Hayes, Caroline Hoffman, Melvin Horn, Claire Horn, Leah Horowitz, Sadie Kalsman, Zundel Katz, David Kelmar, Jose Daniel Kessel, Marianne Ketter, Lillian Kronick, Ruth Vin Hendler Lack, Irma S. Lawrence, Daniel Levine, Harold Lipton, Anita McKenzie, Jane Marcus, Corey McCummy, Leon Murbach, Bert Moser, Sydney Neumann, Nobuko Oshitobi, Nachman Ozdoba, Berta Poppel, Pearl Reimer, Vito Ruvolo, Ruth Sable, Mildred Salip, Milton Schaefer, Harriet Schiffman, Sam Schneider, Irene Schoenwetter, Harold Skolnick, Susan Schifrin, Vladimir Shirin, Betty Silberman, Anne Nechama Simkin, Deborah Sloan, Esther Sobel, Alice Sobel, Bertie Stein, Leonard Stern, Morton Stock, Iris Strelo, Donald Tall, Mark Vatkin, Evelyn Weinman, Joseph Wertheimer, Reuben Williams, and Moshe Zernest. There's someone else you're remembering. You can say their name aloud as we all rise. Turn to the words of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294 or 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Ve'alma divrach Yeruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. V'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv imru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemei dekudsha b'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved. Together we say, Amen. Just want to call your attention to this month's tzedakah. We are collecting this month for La Sova, which is an Israeli organization that provides food and shelter to vulnerable populations across Israel. You can donate on our website or send a check to the Beth Am office. And we also would like to remind you that you can join fellow Beth Amers at the foyer, our virtual Schmooze Fest. Bring your own snack. There's that's the link to get the Zoom information, betham.org/event/foyer-November 20th, even though it's not November 20th. Maybe that's 2020. I'm not sure. In any case, you can join with some friends after the service. We will close our service with Adon Olam, which is on page 321 or 625.
All right, this is my favorite Adon Olam. It's a Hasidic Adon Olam written by Aminadav Aloni, a fantastic Jewish composer. It's pretty easy to follow along. Here we go. Adon Olam asher malach haydi di di b'terem kol yitzir nivra haydi di di v'yetnasa v'chefzo kol haydi di Isai melech shemo nikra haydi ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora ve'hu haya ve'hu hoveh ve'hu yeh b'tifarai. בטרם כל יציר נברא, היי די 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 די, וינסה וחפצו כל, היי די 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 די, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, היי די 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 די, the last verse. בידו אבקיד רוחי, בעת אישן ואירה, ואם רוחי גוויעתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא. איי די איי די די די, אדון עולם אשר מלך, היי די 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 די, בטרם כל יציר נברא, היי די 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 די, ויתנסה וחפצו כל, היי די 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 די, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, היי די 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 די.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat shalom, Rabbi. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Look,
Look at that cutie.
you're a good girl. Look at that girl.